I'm up here, Leo. How are you? So we're going to be doing a quick fire round to all star signs, and what we're going to be looking at is how does your partner truly feel without you? So how does, if you're in separation, that is, if you're together with your partner, then more than likely it's going to relate to you. But so Leo, how does Leo's partner truly feel without Leo? How does Leo's partner truly feel without Leo? Well, they realise that there's an ending, okay? So if you're a 5 anywhere and you're dealing with a 4, because I read in numerology, then it's very difficult. Okay, so they realise, they could realise that the conversation's starting to get quite childish here. Okay, realising that you may want to talk, but they're probably not talking because they're not changing. Like if someone here is demanding a person to change and they're not because people don't, then it's kind of like you're not going to be changing me by saying or doing anything. Okay, so I've got to be honest here because this isn't going to relate to all of you, but I can't lie in the cards. What it is telling me that I'm trying not to say is that Page of Cups believes that someone's quite childish here, okay, in the way that they communicate. So how are they dealing without you? They're not really showing any signs of being bothered, to be honest, Leo. So if your partner really isn't showing any signs of really being bothered, then it's kind of like they're not showing any signs of being bothered. So it's kind of like they're not really bothered. If I'm trying to be as nice as I can in my readings, but when I'm picking that up, then I can't really say anything any different. How does Leo's partner feel, truly think and feel without Leo? How does Leo's partner feel without Leo? They're avoiding here. So if a person avoids, if they're emotionally distant, you got to know that a person has ADD or not here, but like avoiding their emotions. So they're avoiding you. So how they feel is that they're avoiding you. Okay. How they're coping without you is pretty much, well, I mean, some of you can say that the whole world is crumbling, but if their whole world is crumbling without you, then they would be speaking to you if their whole world was crumbling beneath their feet without you. So they would be reaching out to you, okay? But the Tower can also mean avoiding temper, okay? It's very important to know one's numerology here because your first card out is a 4. If anybody out there is a 5, Sagittarius, Taurus, or Life Path 5, you're going to get this energy of this feeling, okay, that I'm not opening up to the possibilities of the Tower blaming me for something here. 4s close down emotionally because of a reason of blame normally, okay. Being blamed for something that they believe that they aren't, you know, that they're not doing, okay. So let's see, Leo, how does Leo's partner truly feel without them? See, I'm not seeing any signs of love here, Leo. You're dealing with a 4 for a lot of you. So like I said, if you're a Leo 5, okay, if you're a Leo Life Path 5, or you're a Leo Sagittarius, Leo Taurus, a Leo Life Path 5, okay, you're dealing with this 4. Okay, so if they're coming across as if they're really not bothered, they're not bothered. If they're not answering text messages, like Page of Cups is, I've sent a text message and I'm waiting for you to reply to it. Why are you not? It's because they're not bothered. They're actually trying to block someone out. Now, I don't want to be nasty to people, but like if you're following me and this is going to help you in thinking, so why is this person not answering their call or anything like that? It's because they're trying not to pay attention to it. Okay, so they're blocking. Now, they've either one, blocked you off social media, maybe, or they're just not paying attention to it. Okay, so like I said, man, this is for those people that are kind of thinking, how is this person doing without me? Well, okay, really. Like I said, man, they're just getting on. Because if you guys have been arguing, I always say this, in a 5, you always see conflict. In a 4, all you ever do is see blocked energy, which means that I'm not being blamed for something that I don't believe in, okay? So I'm emotionally distant, not because of just, well, I'm just going to decide to be emotionally distant. No, people are only ever emotionally distant because of 5s, because of fights, because of disagreements, right? So it will always be in every tarot reading that you ever find. To get a 4, you need a 5, Okay, so if you was to get a 3 before a 4, that would be maybe third party situation, or we was in union, but now we've split up. How are they going to feel about me when we're split up and we're not talking? Not on good terms, right? So it's obvious that this person doesn't feel or knows that you guys are not on good terms and that they are sticking by their guns. 4s in a book represent change. People don't. Okay, so it's just in a book, like, like religion. It's in a book, right? So, or tarot cards and what it says in a book. People don't change. They are the way they are. They can't help it. They just act accordingly to their chart. So what you've met is your match of a person that emotionally remains distant from arguments. They do not agree with you. They disagree with you. So if you've got a partner that is always disagreeing against you, or you are always against them disagreeing with what they're doing, then there is no compromise here. And this is how this person feels. This is why they've got a 2 and everything else, that they cannot compromise with you. They cannot get you to say yes or no or yes, that it's so confusing that some of you may refuse to leave. That you're like, I'm not going to accept no. Like some people in life, they will not finish the relationship. They keep putting the burden on the blame on the other person to end the relationship. If you don't want to be with me, then end it. But if you're not happy, then you finish it. No, I want to know, shall I leave or not? I don't know. Are you happy? No. So shall I leave? What do you mean, shall you leave? If you're not happy with me being me, then why are you still here? Because I want to know, shall I leave or not? Two of wands. Shall I call it quits? Shall I just not speak to you anymore? I don't know. Do you want to? Yes. So then why are you not? Well, why are you not? Shall I end it or not? What do you mean, shall you? Are you happy with me being who I am without trying to change who I am? No. So then make up your own mind. Do you want to stay or do you want to go? No, you tell me, do you want to be with me or not? What the? Stop being so confusing. If you're not happy in this commitment, then why do you want to speak to me if you're not happy with me? Because if you're not happy with me, that means that you're blaming me for being who I am. So you obviously don't love the person that I am, right? You love the person that you believe I could be if I was to change for you. But why are you not changing for me? Because that's me. Because that is me in the corner, losing my religion, losing my patience, losing my temper at you, and wonder why that I'm now blocking you out and not listening to you. Okay, now don't forget the 95% of people on tarot that watch YouTube on for tarot are women. They're not men. 5% are men, 95% are women, right? So if you're a female watching, then, and you're like, no, well, this is blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's not the guy that's watching this reading, right? It's not that guy. It's women that are watching this, not men. Women, 95% of them watch this, right? So if you're a female, right, Leo, and you're watching for a male, okay, you're male, and it doesn't matter whether they're called Rick Mail or Adrian Mail, doesn't really matter. If there isn't any email or mail or anything coming through on your phone and they're not replying, then this is how they feel truly, okay, without me sugarcoating it, sugar tears, because I don't do that, okay, because obviously if you were speaking and you were talking and you're on good terms, there wouldn't be this part here, right? So if you're really interested in the truth of why this person, how they truly think and feel, is that you may have tried to change them. If you have, if you haven't, then you're not relating, but you've reared this person that you're dealing with for this to relate to you, because you can watch another reading and it relates and this one doesn't. You've got to be dealing with someone that has a life path 4, a Scorpio or an Aries in their chart, mainly Scorpio or life path 4, mainly, okay? If you have, and this be a child around you, okay, you can't change this person, no matter what you do or say, okay? But I guarantee you this is only really going to relate to the people that are maybe like life path 5, Sagittarius or Taurus, trying to change 4s, okay? 5 is after a 4, okay? So what you get after a 5 is you go back to a 4 because it's you know, to me, to you, to me, to you, to me, to you. You make a decision. No, you thinking this, I think that. You believe this, I believe that. You say this, I say that. You say hot, I say cold. You blow cold, I blow hot. We blow hot and cold all the time. We're splitting up every 3 days. I'm not going to make a decision. I want you to make it. You're not making a decision. You're not speaking to me. You're not changing. You're not changing. Because what you need to realize is that you have more than likely not changed either. Okay, for this person. Even though you might think it, this person doesn't. This person feels that you're still doing the same as what you was before. So what are you not together? That's in this reading, you're more than likely not together, because it does say in separation, right? If you're in separation and you are not speaking to this person the majority of the time, they cannot put up with the blame anymore. Okay. But if you are a Leo and you are constantly where someone's pointing at you and fingers and trying to get you to speak and change the way that you are, Leo, and they're always like, you need to change, Leo, you need to do this, you need to stop doing that, I'm disagreeing with you, Leo, no, and being the instigator always comes from the person that instigates an argument, okay, because fours just block. Okay, so it's like, right, why would I be attacked without defending myself, right? I ain't going to block you or defend myself unless I have to. So you've pushed me to a point of having to block you out and not listen. Okay, so if you're like Leo, I'm feeling that way. Yeah, take it as you wish. Okay, so these are a lot shorter readings. We'll give you one more card. How does Leo's partner truly think and feel about Leo? Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That there's no working on this with you here, Leo. There's no way that they can work on this with you, because if this has been a monotonous energy where you guys should have probably left each other, okay, and all you've done is try to say, all I've done is try to work on this with you, and I've tried to work on it, the relationship. What you haven't worked on is the things that you can't work on, which is change. You have to realize that people don't. The person that you're with is the person that you're supposed to love regardless, not trying to change each other because someone doesn't do something that you agree with or disagree with. That's the person that you've got, right? So you have to look at, is this my long-term partner that is going to be exactly this same way all of the time, whether it be a date, relationship, or marriage? This person will be this way forever. Is this the person that you truly want? Like this, not like something else, not like if you are good at this point and then you're not good, but then we get on a little bit more, not than a little do we get on and not get on. That's this person. That is going to be forever. Is that good enough for you in a commitment for this person to be this way? Regardless of whether you argue with them to do something different, they will still resort back to being this person eventually. This week, next month, next year, they'll still do the same. Has it constantly happened? Because if it has, there you go. That's proving you that people don't change. There's the proof. You've got that, right? So the only way people can ever really evolve is without the energy. That's when you learn. Okay, what we learn is that we cannot work on this any longer because it doesn't. It's proved itself. Definition of madness is Einstein. Okay, the definition of madness is doing exactly the same thing, the same way, receiving the same results, realizing that nothing was done that was any different than it was before. It was the same thing in the form of energy or an argument that caused the same outcome. So the outcome is the same as before. So ask yourselves, is this person good enough for you the way they are? Okay, because this is how this person feels, that there's no working on this. Okay, so if that gives you any kind of relief of like, now I can move on, okay, without this person, there you go. You can move on and detach yourself from this person if you are willing to move on. If you're not and you're willing to give chance for change, then you need to realize, open up one's ears, sorry. If you are hoping or willing to work on this for someone to change, they're not going to. This person won't. This is set in stone. Okay, set in stone. This person will not change, even if you accept to work on it. You will not be working on change. You'll be working on doing the same thing. Faulty foundation of the tower. Okay. So you'll be doing exactly the same thing as you was before. You start off on the wrong foot. Okay. You start off just by covering it up, getting on with it, but the same outcome, and then the same outcome. Okay. So it's up to you what you decide to do with this, if it relates to you, whether you want to give it another go, whether you don't, but the other person has to be in agreement, but without change. Okay. So hopefully that has given you some clarification of whether you want to move on or not. Okay. Without having to contact the other person, you can make up your own minds here. Okay. Now these are just very quick. They're very general. They're not real life. You know, if it's not happening to you, it isn't. Just because it says Leo doesn't mean that's exactly how the person is without a personal reading. You can get one of those below if you reach out. If you want your 2 weekly readings, each week is now over on Patreon below. I will be doing sporadic readings for everybody, but that will be, like I said, 10 to 15-minute videos, okay? But all signs are below if you want your weekly readings for the sign. 2 weekly readings over on Patreon, silver or gold tier. Thanks very much, guys. Really do appreciate it, and I will see you next time.